Hello everyone, Verzanaker here with some Ironman. So we do have the first two come in today, as you can see there, and we also got this little one here. We'll have a little look through this and then go from there. So I won't be able to open it thoroughly because, as you can see, I don't have a lot of space to open it thoroughly. Well, it gives you an idea. So the 3 gifts that you would get. And of course you get the actual poster. I'll leave up to you guys to see the poster when you guys decide to get it. So we'll put number 2 and number 2, put that to the side, and we'll start off with number 1. I won't be going through all of this. You guys can have a look if you decide to get it. You can see each page as I flip through this, but yeah, we'll be starting off with all this, which is this lot here. So, to start off with, we need this bad boy. I'm going to try out this sweet looking screwdriver you get with it. It looks pretty nice. And we need... where are you? Well, I can get it out. Use a screwdriver to do it. On this bit, which is metal. What I'll do is I'll move this over here so it's all labelled bags, and we want EM for metal. Right here we have P, EP, there you go, EN. I like how they're in these little bags, that's awesome. Now, is this magnetic? Oh, it's magnetic. Now it doesn't actually state which way around it goes, so I believe it doesn't matter. It looks exactly the same other side. And that literally, just there, you can see that bit, and that literally just goes onto there. So, let's get this bit started. Into there. I'll just screw this in. Does this end bit turn? Unfortunately not. That's like what I like about the one I'm using on the Power Ranger one. I've actually got a screwdriver which is underneath the booklet, and it actually turns this bit here. Actually turns on it. Hence why I like using it. But it's still pretty good. If it gets to the point where I struggle to screw these in because of that, I'll just swap it over to that one, which will give it more easier. There you go, nice and solid in. Right, next is all this lot. Now before we do anything, inside the box is a whole bunch. 4 batteries inside the box. So I'll stick the batteries there. Right, so next part is this. Now we want all these out, and we want this bit. So you see this little tab bit just underneath the rod. It's a tab bit just there, you can just see. And this should go in just like so. And that is a EM screw again. Majority of this I believe is going to be probably EM screws, because it's going into the metal. I'll be surprised if it wasn't. So yeah, I think this takes 1 to 2 batteries, we'll see. I just want a screw, good idea. So hold that in place. I really need to get it right for this bit. Screw that in so you can see it there. Underneath, all the wires are like that. Now, what we will be needing is this bad boy. And what we'll need to do is let's move that over there. Grab these two, and these two will go into this. Now, it is that way around, I believe. Yep. So we've got one into here, and one into here, and then this, trying to evade all the actual wiring and not damage anything, would therefore go here where my finger is. So that part across there. So we get that there. So it would look like that. Of course, we'll have to screw those in. So we'll get some more EM screws. So with this here, you actually build the entire head, and on the next one, I believe the hand. We'll go from there. Right. Let's get this started. The best part is we can actually light this up by the end of it, because we've got the batteries and everything. I'm actually looking forward to this build as well. I've enjoyed the Power Rangers one. I am halfway through that. Well, almost halfway. Next issues will be, what was it? 67 to 57 to 62. There's that bit. Let's nip on to the next section, which will be this bit, and this bit. Now, as it's plastic, it should be AP. AP, like that. Okay, so this bit is just basically straightforward, just these two pieces, slot on, there you go. So we just need 3 screws for this. I like how it's actually like this and not just like in a bag without any kind of like indication of what it actually is. With the Power Rangers one, that's what it's like. You just have this bag and it doesn't state what one's what. It just comes in a bag. Doesn't state anything on it. These ones actually have it printed on, which I love. If it continues doing this through the entire actual collection, I'll be extremely happy. So yeah, I decided to try moving the actual camera a bit this time and do it from this kind of view. If you want, let me know in the comments below if it's alright like this, or if it needs something else. Now then, so this goes into, so you've got this nick, and you've got that bit, just that. So this here just goes in and just screwed in. Of course that should be an EM. It is, because of course it's metal. I believe that's what the EM, well, the M stands for. I'm not sure what the E part stands for. I'm sure that's what the actual M stands for now. And the other one, P for plastic. It seems that way because of how it is. We have been dying to get this for a while, and we're finally able to do it. I'm happy because I like Ironman. I was crossed between Ironman and the Iron Spider. I decided the Ironman. I like him better. No thanks to the Iron Spider. Ironman for the win, you know what I mean? There you go. Nice secure. Not really that securely on there. Because of course this bit doesn't have anything attached yet. Next bit is one of these two. Now they're either going to be the exact same or one's going to be different. There you go. That's the one we want. So we want BP screw inside of it. And we'll want this bad boy. Now, so this will be on here. Now what we want is it to be that way and that way. Like so. We want BP. I just love how this is. I'm probably talking more than I should, but still, I'm enjoying myself here. I'm actually more excited for this than the Power Rangers. I don't know why. I am a huge fan of the Power Rangers, always have been since I was a child. Who would I put a screwdriver? You know, I grew up on it. Tommy and whatnot. But this just seems different, you know what I mean? There we go. It's on. This then clicks in here. Press on there. And then you do that and it connects it. What's next? Doing that. Okay, so what I might do, just to make it a bit easier, is remove that. Grab this bad boy. Now, we want so we want this bit to be that way. So this little black tab on here, this little black tab here, we want that pointing outwards. This is fun. So what screws will we need for this bit anyway? BP. Okay. So we'll get one of these screws ready in advance. We're all set up with a screwdriver, so all I have to do is quickly lift up the screwdriver, not worry. Okay, that just went fine. Yep, that went fine. I'll have a look for that in a minute. I'm hoping this is the only BP we need, because the rest of it seems to be different. So, fingers crossed this is the only BP we actually need left. Righty then, so this is the awkward part. Probably thinking, yeah, it's a good idea to use tweezers. I can't remember why I put the tweezers. Plus I've got stubbly fingers which does not help. If I can just get this into the hole. There we go. I can fit it all around and screw this in. Just like that. you can see it's just connected there. I'll stick this back on and test it. Yep, that does it. See? If you can see that. Then, this is the fun part after untangling the wire. Did forget one thing. Did we put that on now or left that after? Okay. So this then connects like so. Now then, fun part is that's moving. And that should go down. Okay. Alright. Now we will need EM again. This is EM, we need 3. And 3. So there's 3 bits here on the bottom, just to keep it in. I think. Yeah. Let's just do that. So one of them is connected by that rod, like you saw. Actually, no, the rod comes out of there, so no. I forgot, it's just a little indent that has the rod has. So you just screw it into there, there, and there. And you'll see soon how this lights up and everything. The holes are slightly misaligned, I've noticed on this one. Not sure if that's my fault or what. But it seems slightly misaligned. It actually seems like it's at an angle, which might make sense as to why it's a bit out of line. Because it looks like it is, but it's not. It's just at an angle. Oh, that's what I think. Yeah, it's just at an angle, hence why it looks like it's out of line, but it's not. I'll show you once I've got this all screwed in. I might have to use the other screwdriver a bit for that. Because it is metal on metal, it'd probably be easier to use oil, but I don't have any at all, so I'll try this one. Like that. This bit. Like so. And that's what we got so far. A weird googly eyed eye. Yeah. Right, let's just make sure it's off. Next part is sticking this on, which goes on that way, so it goes into there, fits into here. Maybe I missed a bit. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to stick it on earlier. My bad. So yeah, we're going to have to unscrew this, because I did make a slight little error. I'll be back once I've corrected that little error. There you go, and done. Got all that sorted. Gonna move these two screwdrivers out the way. Right, so now that those are on, we'll grab this one here which has got a magnet on it. And put it on there, like so. Right. We want how many batteries? Put a battery sideways in a socket. So just one battery. Now by that it should be this way now. Should technically be this way. And turn that, and wow, his eyes are glowing. Now, before we do anything else, we need to put the casing on. Which goes on there. Like so. There's EP. Technically the side bit should have been on after we put the battery and everything in, but that's fine. Who's counting? Who's counting the mistakes I'm making? So this way lines up. Thing doesn't want to line up. Getting pulled one way by the actual magnet. Okay, there we go. So there is a screw bit here, which I'll quickly show you. Just there, near the magnet. Just careful because the magnet does like to get its attention. We'll screw this bit in. There we go. Now, keep that aside and we go on to face. And yes, again, it's metal. Got that bit, and we've got this bit. So, we do that, we put the little glass lens into the helmet, covering the eyes. And we use an EM screw because of course it's into metal. What I'll be doing during this is leaving all the screws in these bags and putting all the screws together into the singular bag after each one is done. And go from there. So there's that with the lens on. Now we need to put on this bit, pointing down. So there's a tiny little latch over here. Let's go onto. It's facing up. Yeah. Okay. Bag does not want to release the screw, so there we go. I started. I'd show you this bit I've just attached, but the problem is it's black, so you won't see it. I'll show you anyway, just in case. But it's basically this little bit here. I need to screw down a bit more just to get it flat. There you we go. Now this hooks into the bottom and this goes on the top like that, and of course we pull this down and there you go. His eyes are glowing, which is pretty awesome. I love it. Right, so we've got EM screw, we have EP screws and AP screws. The BP is empty, we'll leave that on the side just in case they don't have any thing for the next issue. It's not labelled, I don't know until I have a look. And of course on here it goes into more of the store comics. It covers a lot of the comics on there. But yeah, I'll leave you guys reading the comic stuff. I'll leave that to you guys. I won't be reading it. So the next section is this lot. Foot. I thought it was a hand, but it's not, it's a foot. My bad. So of course you've got all this lot. And that leads up to here. Now, screws we have are CM, AM, all we need now is a PM, EP, go home, sorry, and EM. Now we have EP and EM already, which is good. So we'll stick those to the side, and these are the ones we're going to be using. These can be over here with this one. We can just go over here. Right. But first things first is battery case. And, ooh, that's nice. Again, metal. The majority of this will be metal. So just keep that in mind. Now, unravel this a bit. So it should be an EM. Righty then. So, with this, we have this push button, and this just goes into here. Hold over. Let's just check a few bits and gold. Yep. This just goes in. You have to get it the right way around so you can see. You can hear that clicking. That goes in there. Now there's actually nothing there to hold that in, which is kind of annoying. But, okay. That's what it might be. I don't know. We'll see. And this bit goes on here. So it goes on like that. Of course, we just need to get the screw and screw this in. Now, I put it down. Put this between there. Nope. Okay. To the top. You just need to get the orange light goes in properly. Just done. There you go. So with the wires, you want the wires to be at the very top, not down here. You want the wires to be at the top there. You should notice it when you come to that point. AM screw. Last time I checked, could have sworn it was PM, but okay. Now all we need is the actual PM screw, yeah? It is surprising there's nothing actually here to keep that cabin. Oh, it is. Okay, there is. That's right then. Right. With that screwed in, we'll put that to the side. we'll grab this bad boy here, this plate or little dish, whichever you want to call it, and this bit. These are what we need. Okay. Where this has to go, right out, and then this just go across like so. And of course that will be an AM, yep, AM screw. 2 AM screws. I like how this is magnetic. Just need a couple of turns on that just to get that in place. Don't want to do it too tight and not be able to put this one in. So this is the left foot. It's got an L on it, so it's the left foot. So screw this down. Slit. Like so. That's nice and steady in. And this light bulb goes into the hole, like so. Making sure there's nothing else to do. And then this goes in. Does that go in? All of it goes inside. Okay. So this bit goes inside as well. I'm not click anything. This is a fun part. So it's like that. There we go. Like so. Turn that upside down so we don't lose where we are. And again, AM screws. We got these little bad boys. 2 of them. And then just go into this hole here, and this hole here. Pretty deep in. There you go. And just screw these in. Now I'm really enjoying this. Actually building the Ironman. Pretty sweet. So now that those are put in, we go to the next section, which is that, and 2 red and 2 white caps on. Now I can get that in. I can get these guys out, should I say? There you go. There's the reds. And these 2 are both magnified. Magnifying. Ignore my bad singing, don't worry. So, I'm going to go on the outside here. I'm not sure if they go in a specific way. Let's have a look. Okay, by the looks of it, I got it wrong. Looks of things, this goes into there, and this goes into there. And now we have to sandwich things together. 1, 2, like that. And again, AMs, EMs. Only sad part is, now I've got to wait a month before the next issues arrive. Boo hoo. No fair. Right. Make sure this is all lined up. casting to there. So, there we go. Now screw these in. Screw this in. This goes in and has. Not sure why it's got on there, but I'll leave that open. There we go, like so. And I can still move up and down. Alright, so that's all done, that's on, and now it's the base of your foot. Which then just goes on here. Making sure that's still in. And this bit pops on there, and that stops it from going too far. So that's very sweet so far. Right. Screws are AMs again. Yep, these little ones. Goes either side this time. Interesting. Righty then. Next bit is the battery. So we'll rip one of these off. So the other two is for the next issues, which will be the hand and the arc reactor. I've got the battery here. Slide it in. Try again. Slide it in here. There you go. The bottom reactor lights up. Okay, so the next bit will be this panel. When it decides to come out. Yeah. This will want to go in tab first that way, like that. Now this will probably be either an AM or an EM, and it's, oh, it's an EP. Oh yeah, that bit's plastic, that explains it. Have I forgotten something? Ooh, I did forget something. I forgot the ankle bracelet. When was that supposed to be put in? Ah, over here. Let's put the ankle bracelet in, shall we? Kind of helps if we don't forget the one most important bit. There. There. It's not so hard to do this anyway, because with this bit, all it is, let all the screws out. Yep. Pull that out and just pull this out. Like that. Just stick that to the side. So what I forgot was this bit. So we'll get that done. Now then, we will need this and this. So this bit just slides into there, and that way just covers it, and then we just screw that in, basically. What ones are we wanting? EMs. AM, EM. Go to this one. And one more. So I need 4 and I've only got 3 left in the pack. We do that. See, I make a mistake so you guys don't actually have to. You know, learn from my mistakes, not do my mistakes. Oh, what can I say? I can't believe I missed that very first step. There we go. There's that bit. Now we've got to plug this all back in. Like so. Have these 2 screws. There's that bit. And this bit. Switch this one on there. Like this. Put that back in. That. Put that back in. Oh, I don't believe I did that. Obviously, know not what to do. Okay. Where was the right? We want an EP screw for this one. EP screw. Here. And that's you. just go in at a bit of an angle. Let's turn that out, like so. Of course, you do that, grab this bit. And this bit is actually plastic. And that just clips onto there. And then there you go. Of course, you do that again, you just do that, and you do that. And that's it. I will be turning his head back on again. Ooh. It's a shame you can't actually get it where this bit actually moves. It's a shame you can't get this where this is like up here with Tony Stark's face on it. But that's alright. It's pretty sweet. Of course, there's bits and bobs on here. When you go to the last page and it just says the next issue, which is going to be the right hand. And that's it for this video. We shall see you guys next time. I hope you've enjoyed. Goodbye for now.